Okay, hi Advanced Maths. This time we're going to be doing 7.5, which is how to find the equation of the straight line. Finding the equation of the straight line. Now there are two ways to do this. We have two formulas we can use. We can use the point gradient formula, or we can use the 2-point formula. Okay? Now, the point gradient formula obviously means that you need one point and you need to know the gradient. You need to know these two things to be able to use the point gradient formula. And the 2-point formula, you need to know 2 points. This only gives you the equation of a straight line. Okay, so if you're looking for the equation of a curve or something that has 2 points or has gradients at different points, you can't use this. You can only use this if you're trying to find a straight line. But if you're trying to find a straight line, these two things are great because you can often find 2 points and you can often find a point and a gradient. It's pretty easy. Okay, now the point gradient formula pretty much goes like this. If you've got your x and your y-axis, like so, and you've got a point here, let's say 2, and we know our gradient is going at a rise of 3 over a run of 1, so the gradient is 3, m equals 3, and our point is 2. Okay, if we think about this line, the gradient is always going to be the same because it's a straight line, okay? So it doesn't matter whether the point is here or 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 here. We're still going to get the same gradient between this 2 and this other point. Anywhere else is going to be the same gradient. So the triangle is still going to give you the same rise over run in the end. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use that knowledge to say that our gradient equals this point 2 minus whatever the other point is going to be, which we're going to call x, or which we're going to call y, because we're going to put rise first, which is y, which is our y values. Okay, and our second one is going to be 2 minus our x point, because that's going to be our run. Okay, so our gradient equals rise over run. And this x and y could be any other point on the line. Okay, now if we were to solve this and make our m equal 3 equals 2 minus y over 2 minus x. We can expand that out and it becomes 2 minus x equals 2 minus y. So 6 minus 3x equals 2 minus y, and I'm just going to rearrange this equation a little bit. I'm going to put the y over there, the x over there, and the 6 over there, so I get y equals 3x minus 4. That is the equation of my line, and if you have a look at it from our previous set, we know that the m is there. That's the m, which is 3. We know that it's going to cross our y at minus 4, which is going to be down here, which makes sense. So that's actually the equation of my line. So the gradient formula is really simple. It's m equals y1 minus y over x1 minus x. Okay, because that gives you the rise, that gives you the run, and that is your gradient. And you just plug in your 2 points here, you plug in your point, and you plug in your gradient, and then you rearrange it the way you want it. Now the same thing is true of the 2-point formula, but in the 2-point formula we don't have a gradient, but we have another point. But we know that if we use the second point here as our gradient, we're going to get the same result. So what we're going to do for our 2-point formula is we're going to go y2 minus y over x2 minus x equals y1 minus y over x1 minus x. So what I've done is I've actually just used this exact same formula, but I've replaced the m with another way of getting m, and this is just the same as that over there. Okay? So that is one way to get your 2-point formula. Now I can use this if I have 2 points. Let's go this point here, which is going to be 3, 1, and this point over here, which is going to be -2, -1. Okay, those are my 2 points, so I'm going to plug them in. It doesn't really matter which one I do into what section. So let's go 1 minus y over 3 minus x equals -2 minus y over -1 minus x. Now what I'm going to do is cross multiply this whole thing, okay, and I'm going to see if I can search for the formula in the end, which is going to be -1 minus x, 1 minus y, equals -2 minus y, 3 minus x. Expanding those out, -1 minus x plus y plus xy equals -6 plus 2x plus xy. Oh, I missed one. Minus 3y. Okay, the xy's cancel out. Ching, ching. Okay, and let's see, what else we do? We're going to just move everything around the way that we want it. We're going to put the y's over this side, the x's and the constants over that side. So I get, in the end, minus, that's not a good texter, minus, or plus 4y equals 3x minus 5. Okay, and that's one way to do it, but if I want to back in my original y equals mx plus b formula, okay, then I go y equals 3 over 4x minus 5 over 4. Okay, that giving me my final equation. So these are the things that you need to remember. Your point gradient formula, which is really easy to work out. It's just your gradient formula for one point, your gradient formula for another point. Okay, and then there's the point gradient formula, which is really easy as well. Your gradient equals your gradient formula for one point. Does that make sense? I hope so.